Good morning, everyone. Welcome to ATR News Break. This is our above the ring coverage for all wrestling news, or most wrestling news, depending on what's out there. It's been kind of a slow week. Depends on what we're gonna break down. Quickly though, Ring of Honor announced their next pay-per-view date and location. We have the G1 Climax 33 lineup. We have to talk about the new WWE Universal Championship that we've seen, and then a huge challenge for AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling's Forbidden Door. Before we get into that, please make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell people why they should listen to Ship It Studios and Above the Ring on YouTube and all your streaming platforms. Next couple weeks, we have Dominion has just passed. We'll talk about that a little later. All Japan, New Japan, and Noah have an all together again event. I think it's some fundraiser. Ethan and I were talking about it. We will talk about it further on our next Above the Ring Rising Sun episode. Same day, we have Impacts against All Lodge. On the 10th, we have New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Japan Academy Showcase. All Japan has on the 11th and the 15th their Dynamite Series. The 20th, and why not? The 25th, we have AEW's New Japan Pro Wrestling's Forbidden Door coming up. So hopping over quickly, the Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor announced that they will have their next event, Death Warriors Honor, Friday, July 21st in Trenton, New Jersey at the Cure Insurance Arena. It almost looks like it's spelled wrong or something.
Another Friday pay-per-view, though. Very interesting.
Yep. Tickets go on sale this week. I'm curious on how this is going to go, especially you and I and John were at last year's Death before Dishonor in Lomas.
Yep.
And the fact that the main event wasn't even the title. The title opened the show. And then the tag titles were the main event. And we got to witness one of the greatest. That's like seeing an Okada Omega match in person. That was like seeing, a Flair Steamboat match in person back in the 80s.
Yep.
This is Supercard was good. Supercard was good, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the show.
Yeah.
You got Shibata, you have the Lucha Bros, you have, Claudio. I'm just naming the champions, but that's coming up. Should be a good show. We will be watching it. If we don't live tweet it, Ethan will. So follow the Man in Black.
Yep.
Wrestling _fan_9. There you go, Ethan. I remembered it. With Dominion just coming and going, we just had the 33rd G1 Climax tournament lineup mentioned. I believe there are 16 this year, or he's going to kill me on this one. I think it's 32. No blocks broken down yet. I think the standalone and the reason why we're talking about this, and we will talk about it also on ATR Rising Sun. Eddie Kingston will be in Japan for a month.
That's going to be amazing.
Debut in the G1 Climax.
Wow. Okay. That's even better. Oh, man, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Some others we have Alex Coughlin making his debut as well.
Okay.
Ren Narita, for those of you know who he is. Hikuleo. Tongaloa, who's been out of action for a while. He too will be here. So we have the whole Gorillas of Destiny involved. Nice. Shota Umino making their debut. Solid thing. And Ethan and I will be covering that extensively in the months to follow. Something I know Scott definitely wants to get his opinion out there on. We finally hit 1,000 days. Roman Reigns as the undisputed Universal and WWE champion. And we decided that it's finally his biceps are too weak to carry 2 belts. So he needs one. We need to give him 1 belt, merge them together. So Triple H has shown this belt. Scott, you watched this live. I only had seen it. So I want your opinion on this before I give my thoughts from a third-party perspective here.
Well, there was rumors Friday morning that there was going to be a new title presented to Roman. And my first thought was good. It's about time. The whole thing of Roman having 2 titles, it already makes Seth's title look kind of weaker. I mean, the whole point of making a new title, people already think it makes it look weaker. I don't, but that's just my opinion. But I saw it on the table once Triple H came out, and I'm like, all right, here we go. This is going to be something good. I hope. The world heavyweight title looks beautiful, so this should have something. It'd be great. He unveils it. It's the same damn title, just in yellow or in gold, if you want to call it gold. But when I first saw that, I'm like, it's a piss title. Like, seriously? Like, why would you? I get it. It's golden. Yes, 1,000 days. I understand that, but the title just awful.
So that's the thing. So when I saw the title, I think my thing was, I looked at it and I'm like, it's the same damn belt.
Yeah, they changed nothing except the color.
So I don't know. And again, we could talk about, and I don't want to get into it, but the rumors that Vince still has his hands on creative a lot. And I don't want to sit there and say yes or no or whatever.
He does. That is true.
So I don't know if this is a sign of that, where Triple H got his belt and then this is Vince's belt.
Right. I mean, so that wouldn't surprise me. And you want to talk about Vince being involved. The whole point of on this past Raw with Seth Rollins and AJ Styles, AJ was not supposed to be there. AJ flew home, and then Vince got on the phone and said, I need you at Raw. AJ is a SmackDown superstar. He shouldn't be there. That was the whole point of the draft, was to actually split everybody like it's supposed to be. Yeah. But Vince still has his way when it comes to certain things. So that's why AJ was on the show. So I think he's definitely still involved.
They need to start doing this. Like, you know how they have the fastest Royal Rumble entrant like disqualified. They need to have the fastest. They need to start tracking how soon they can just screw up the draft.
Yeah.
Like at this point, what are we at? 3 days?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, they got, I'm waiting for them to have, somebody show up on Raw seconds after being told they're SmackDown only superstar.
Yep.
So, but overall, I thought the best part about this is that they turned it gold and that there's one title now. That was the best part about it.
Yeah. I'm happy that there is only one championship. Although throughout the whole segment, Paul Heyman still held on to both titles. So if Roman comes out with 3 titles next week, I'm going to be like, what the hell?
Yeah. But the whole Big W thing sucks. It sucks.
It's a giant billboard. And I get it. You're supposed to say what the company is, but I mean, God damn it, guys. You had all the time in the world to come up with something that could have been beautiful. And you're like, here, let's slap the same thing on and just paint it gold. Yay.
Yeah. And, again, we'll see what happens. I can't sit there and, this is going to be a belt for a while. Yeah. It's going to be a belt for a while. Who knows what happens? But it exists. It's here. Vince is still there. We can go back and forth, and we'll talk about it on the podcast at some point about, people saying AEW's product has been garbage, but then you look at WWE and they've improved a lot, but there's still a lot of things that make you go, I'll always go back, Scott, to WCW, where some people would argue WCW had the superior product for a long time, and then there were just shows or segments or even endings to pay-per-views, and that's the one that comes to me, the endings of pay-per-views that people mention. It's like they had this great show, and then the ending just sucked.
Yep. Or the pay-per-view ends before the match does.
Exactly.
Back then, you only bought a certain amount of time. So if you ran long, that's your fault. That wasn't pay-per-view's fault. That's just how it works. But
yeah,
it's just like, nowadays it's different. Pay-per-views, they'll let wrestling run all the time. Like when you buy a block for wrestling, it's from like 7 o'clock to 3 a.m. So if you're running long, it doesn't matter. You're having to 3 a.m. You're fine.
Yeah. So, give AW the slack they want, but also, it's cool. Again, there's some pros here. There's some cons here. I don't know. Let us know in the comments what you think.
Yeah.
Hopping back over to New Japan, and Ethan, I promise you, we will talk about this on Rise and Sun, because this is not just AEW. This is New Japan. So I think it's very important. So ending with Dominion, Okada was hinting at something that happened Forbidden Door, and I was going to watch it, but we were going to watch it before, and maybe we'll watch it just after we record quickly. We got a video package from Bryan Danielson challenging Okada in Canada. For a long time, and keep in mind, folks, this was one of the tipping points for Bryan over in WWE, where his thing was, I want to go wrestle in Japan for a bit. He has no flack with the company whatsoever. He lucked out, kind of like Moxley. He was kind of given
Yeah.
He was up on. He's not like somebody who's getting jobbed and whatnot. He just wanted to do other things.
Yep.
And New Japan was a big one. So obviously with his injury, he had the bang with Kenny. I would even say the MJF match was incredible. Despite what you want to think. Some people would argue it's one of the better Iron Man matches out there. But now we're getting him where he wanted to be. Now he's going to challenge Okada. I guess he made a surprise appearance in a video for New Japan, issuing a challenge to Okada. I'm just reading this off of Fightful quickly. And this is after the Never six-man tag titles, which makes sense because Shota Umino, Jon Moxley, and Claudio Castagnoli challenging Okada, Tanahashi, and Ishii. Moxley introduced this video by Danielson where he said the last 10 years he's heard about how great Okada was and how he's considered the best wrestler of this generation. Danielson said that Okada was good, but he was the litmus test of great. Daniel finished the promo by saying Okada may be the rainmaker, but when he steps in the ring with him, Okada is going to be in the desert and there won't be any rain. Now, knowing how Danielson has become a heel and can actually do heel work really well, the presentation on this, it's kind of like, remember the first time when you saw Jericho show up?
Yes.
I mean, granted, that was something nobody saw.
Right.
But the heel work was just the next level. You're like, I'm getting chills down my spine.
I know, right? Yeah.
I'm excited. This is dream match 101.
Yeah. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I hope they give them the time because these two could go for an hour and nobody scores a pinfall. I can see it. I can see this ending in a draw. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be insane. My God. This alone has sold me this pay-per-view. Even though there's only been 2 matches announced. This sold me for this pay-per-view. I can't wait to watch it now.
Yeah, and who knows where this goes from here? Like, it just I hope this isn't a one and done deal.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope not. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool to have Danielson? And Danielson, I think, should have been in the G1. He would have been. Imagine those. There's so much talent over there. So we could talk about this all day. I think this, I know some people are like, oh, I don't know, AEW's been I go, Danielson's been more consistent with his matches.
Yeah.
He's had some okay matches, but he's had a lot of great ones in AEW.
Yeah.
Especially when you want to think of him with the Blackpool Combat Club or with the company in general. And then there's Okada.
Yeah. What can we say about Okada that hasn't already been said?
I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't say anything. I just want this pay-per-view to happen. I really want Forbidden Door to happen. I hope it happens in a timely manner. I hope they've booked everything out accordingly this time. I don't want it rushed.
Right.
Like last time.
Yep.
But folks, that's all we have for the news. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and continue to follow Above the Ring. Don't forget to join the Bedlam.